Hello, everyone. Those who have joined us through YouTube, how you guys are doing? Are you enjoying the fun sessions going on and the hacking periods? Can I see some comments in chat? And acknowledge that everything is working fine, be it video or presentation or it is audio. Yes. Let me just have a look at how many people are watching us. Okay, it seems that everything is fine. Give acknowledgement, guys. Great. I can see some good comments. Okay. Audio is clear. So should we start now? Okay, great. So hello everyone. I'm giving my brief introduction. I'm lead organizer at DUHacks 3.0 and also tech lead and cloud lead at GDSC DDU. I'm welcoming you all, those who have joined this stream. We'll have some fun with Next.js. Let's see how it goes. So how many of you have already used Next.js in one and another form? Can I see some messages on chat? Okay, then let's dive into it and explore the series of Next.js. In this session, we'll be covering what Next.js is, why this technology is so much popular nowadays. Almost everyone who is there in development is anyways like in one or another form connected to Next.js, or they've worked on it. Many of the product-based companies, those who are working on web development field, they are shifting into Next.js. Why they are shifting into Next.js? And very popular question that as a beginner you have, that we should pick React or Next. So let's dive into it. Let's just discuss brief about the technology. So basically, Next.js is a React framework. So those who are thinking that what to start with, so it is React framework, right? So the prerequisite is always React. So you should start with learning React. Once you are comfortable with it, almost everything is same into Next. Just the way of writing the things is different. And there are really good pros of Next.js rather than going with conventional React. At some point of time, React documentation itself started suggesting that you should not use conventional React applications and you should switch to React framework, which is Next. Let's see some pros of the Next. First is file-based routing. So as you guys know that you have worked with one and another framework in web development, right? So in all other frameworks that you are working upon, they provide a facility of routing by some extra configuration, whereas Next.js provides us file-based routing. When I say file-based routing, what I mean is once you create your project, if you are your root project is something like a home, then the home page of your project would be displayed on slash, right, which is home of, or you can say root of your product. If you want to create a route to dashboard, then in other frameworks you have to create routing, and in that route you have to give specific file name that which will be located to that particular route. But in Next.js, you have to create one directory. In that directory, you have to create something like index.js or page.js. It depends upon configuration, layout.js, DUHacks, TSX, whatever you're working upon. So there are two kinds of dependencies in Next.js. One is conventional pages. There is slight difference between both of it in terms of implementation, and we are not having that much of time to discuss what is different, but we are conventionally picking app router because it's suggested as well, and it is faster as well in terms of uh, when you compare it with pages, and also simpler when it comes to writing, right? So if you want to create a dashboard route, then you will create dashboard folder in it, and there you will put your page.jsx or tsx. So that is one good pro, right? You don't have to write whole routing and configuration for that. Let's see what's next. Then we are having dynamic import. It happens that many dependencies are connected to our component or the file that you're working on, but we don't need it on first render. We want it after a specific point, or we want in a particular segment only. So to decrease the load of website, or you can say service, what Next.js provides is dynamic import. So whenever we need, then only we will import it. So basically, if it's the dependency is in some JavaScript file, consider bundle.js, then it will construct chunks of that bundle, and whenever needed, it will be rendered according to the configuration that you had. Once after this introductory part would be over, you will see some demo how to implement and how it will look like. Then you will get to know how much important dynamic import is. As per the observation and the statistics, it can decrease your load up to 30%, 20%, depending upon how many external dependencies that you are using. Let's see what's next. Yes, so exactly what I told. Dynamic import is whenever needed, then we import something. Exactly like this. We are having event sponsors, Apex Education and Overseas Consultancy. You can check out their services. Uh, both contact numbers are given. Those who are watching it on online, you will find announcement regarding the same on Discord or whatever social media that you are following. Check out their services. They are really good when it comes to overseas consultancy. Not only overseas consultancy, but they generally do consultancy for your career guidance, or be it overseas. Let's check out what's next. Then one is component decision. So in all other framework, mostly the render using, so how it would be rendered on your is typically same, and which is client based. But Next.js provides us a facility to decide what kind of rendering we want to use, why it is needed, so you can make a decision on which kind of rendering you want to import. So let's see that we are having something which should be rendered on server. When I say what should be rendered on server, I'll jump into it in a few slides. But these are some, what you need to do, then which kind of component you should pick, which is from official Next.js documentation itself. You can check it out. So here are on left hand side, it's given that if you want this facility, then which component would be suitable for you. By default, the rendering is server side rendering, but when you are using some hooks like use effect or something like that, then you have to implicitly make it use client, because it is using some facilities that is of your browser, which is your client browser, right? So component decisions can be made. What is benefit of it? So when it comes to landing your website onto earlier results of Google, then a word comes into picture, which is SEO, which is called search engine optimization. So the stronger you are having your SEO, your website would be landed on first searches of Google, and then you can have large reach in terms of audience, in terms of clicks as well. And that is what we want, right? If we are having something on, like if we are building some product that we want that our product should be displayed first on Google, right? So on that side, how much your SEO is strong, it will decide on how, on which first, second or third result you are coming up. So what search engine does is they do some inspection on sites, they collect some metadata, and then they decide that which is relevant search for that particular search. For an example, if I'm searching DUHacks, then there can be multiple things on internet, but as we have built our website on Next.js, so there is a facility to provide metadata of a product that we are building. So basically for our website, we have given a metadata that DUX and brief introduction about what we do. So when someone is searching, then search engine is knowing about our product, that this is a website for hackathon. So it would be displayed on first searches of Google. You can check it out. If you are searching DUX, then our website will come. And also one of the services that our DevFolio client will come. So that is what a power of server component is. So you can basically provide metadata of your product, and you can search, like be on the initial searches of Google. Next, full stack with serverless functions. So Next.js comes with full stack applications depending upon which implementation that you are using, like app router or pages. There can be slight changes in implementing the serverless functions, but Next.js itself create one server which is itself only on that machine. Only one server will be created, and when you are deploying it on Vercel, as Vercel itself has developed Next.js, almost everyone is using Vercel for deploying Next.js application. So then for a serverless function, AWS will be coming into picture on cloud, and they will create a serverless function on AWS. So when it comes to on your local machine, then serverless functions would be created on your machine only. So you can create backend as well with Next.js. No other things are required. Even if you want some node packages, you can install that by node package manager in Next.js by seamless way. Let's see next a performance of Next.js. So according to the statistics of latest version of Next.js, they have tried to optimize it in a way such that these statistics are improved. Like image size reduction is 99% improved, faster long loading time is 97% optimized. So you can see there are some really big numbers. So you will feel it when you are working with some product that is built on Next.js, right? According to one survey that gone after comparison with React and Next, it is 4 times faster than React when it comes to loading components and working with some services that are built on React. So performance wise, Next.js is the best. Also Next.auth, which is covering more than all the providers that we are having, and can fit into like GitHub, Google, all kind of auth are implemented in Next.auth.js, which is also seamless when it comes to authentication building on Next.js. Let's see what's next. So working with images. So Next.js comes with their own image tag, which is different from HTML IMG tag. Image tag comes with optimization in image. So when you create some product, the more load on website is basically because of the media that you deploy on your website, right? Which comes in form of images or videos and all of those. So what Next.js provides is image component will optimize your image based on which screen you are using, based on what kind of image that you have put in, and you can also set the quality of it when it comes to implementation. You can check it out on Next.js official documentation as well. So it is really faster than the conventional HTML IMG tag, because it will reduce the load on website. Then navigation. So navigation can be different on different services, but Next.js provides its own navigation service, which is basically a link tag. You can check it out on Next.js documentation. You can explore it later on. You might be feeling that now my can't brain can't function, right? I'm tired. So in few steps you will be jumping into real application, how you are going to implement it and what are the pros of it. It's not just ending over here. You can explore the things afterwards as well. So let's just come up to a part how a development environment will look like. So Next.js development environment is really seamless. So when you are creating a Next.js application, it comes with lot of embedded things that you want to use Tailwind, you want to go with app router or what. So Node package executor is implemented in a way that it would be really seamless when it comes to developing something on it. So that is also plus plus when it comes to Next. SEO benefits will be provided because you are having default server rendering on it, and you can have metadata of your website. That is also discussed. What SEO means, why and how it's working. So basically, when it comes to how, then user always wants that relevant searches should be coming first when it comes to searching something on Google, right? So that is one benefit of it. You can have a read of the features later on. Then also Next.js comes with different kind of implementation, be it app, be it pages, or it is very famous for creating documentation. When it also one good service that you should check out is Nextra, when you can where you can create documentation of your particular framework or whatever you are working on. A fun fact: Next.js documentation itself is created on Next using MDX configuration, which is static site generation, which is really fast. So it is kind of recursion. Next.js has created one service. They have used it for documentation. In documentation, they are teaching how to implement it. So that is it from my side. I'll be handing over to Krish for some implementation brief about the things that we have discussed till now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Chris will be starting this thing. Handing over to Krish.
Hello, hello. Kunj, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Krish.
Okay, okay, okay. Hello, guys. Can I see some acknowledgement in chat? I hope you are not tired. Okay, okay. I guess we will start now. Let me share my screen. Okay, okay. So we'll be seeing some implementation of Next.js. So just go. I'm going to Next.js site, and let me start. We'll be going to installation part. Here we will be having one command npx create next app. So let me create one small next app to show you. Let me run this command. Okay. So as Kunj has discussed, we will be having seamless development environment. Okay. So it will ask everything. Okay, let me create something else. Hmm, okay, so we'll be having TypeScript in this. Linting, I guess we don't need. Tailwind CSS, yes, we'll be using. See, everything has been asked at the time of installation, so there is no need to add this after. Uh, okay, we'll be having SRC directory. Yes, so there are two options. One is app router, and there is also option for pages router also. So I'll be showing you app router configuration this time because time is less, so I can't show both of you. There is some differences in app router and pages router. You will find all this information at in Next.js documentation also. So just we'll be going this time with app router. Okay, no need to change default import alias. Okay, we are good to go. Let's wait some time to install it. Okay, let's jump into what was the name of the project. Okay, my test. Let me open in VS Code. Okay. So we are having one SRC that we have choose at time of installation. See, Tailwind configuration is already there, so we don't need to do all these things. Okay, so entry point is paid.tsx. Layout.tsx will decide the layout of your page. So, for example, if you want a navigation bar or footer at every page, then you can choose. You can fit all these things in layout.tsx, and in paid.tsx we will be writing some code for that. Let me run this app. Npm run dev. Okay, I hope I'm audible, guys. Okay, our application is good to go. I guess let me remove all these things to be clear. All this. Mm-mm. Okay. Uh, so in pages you have. Let me write something. DUHacks 3.0. Okay, it's there, right? So all these things has been given perfectly in a framework, so you don't need to worry about that. So let me show you how you can do pages navigation in this. So for that, I have to make one directory in app to let me give the name of the route hello. Okay, so in hello, I have to give one paid.tsx file. So these all these things is JSX only, as similar to React we write JSX. It's the same, just rendering style is different in Next.js. So let me write here. This is hello page. Okay, so in React, what you have to do in route for routering and all these things, we have to implement the React router DOM or any other thing. But in Next, it is already there. So the name of the page is hello. So I just need to do /hello. So see, we are on the this hello page. It is coming from this, right? So our page our route has been changed now. So let me show you how you can do using this in next router. So let me import this. Import router, next router. I guess in app we have next navigation. We have to import it from next navigation. Okay, I have to make one router. Use router. We will be having this function next navigation. Great. Let me add some button here to show you routing. Click me. Let me create some function. Handle click. Route. We'll be having this router dot push hello. Yes. So it whenever this button is click, I have to set on click. Handle click. So whenever this button is clicked, we will be redirected to hello page. So let's just check. Let me go back to this. Okay. Yeah. I forget to mention this next this router is client side specified, right? So I have to use client here. We have the default rendering in Next.js is server side rendering, right? So whenever we are using something which is related to client, we have to use client this mark. So all these things which are related to client side rendering, we can use that in our pages. Yes. Now the error has been gone. Uh, so see, when I click this, click me, I'm redirected to this page. So this is how you can use next router, next navigation. In pages we have next router, and in app we have next navigation. So all these things which differs in pages and app configuration, you can check this all in Next.js documentation. It's not that much different, but a little bit things are different. Okay, so okay, so let me show you how you can. Yes, Kunj has discussed about serverless function, right? So if I want to build one full stack application, then also I can make the some serverless function to work with backend in my Next.js application. So how you can do serverless functions in this Next.js app? Let me show you. You have to create one uh, directory named API. So all this our logic related to serverless function will be there in API directory only. Whatever I want to give the name of the path of the that endpoint, I will give to the name of the folder. So if I want to see hello route, right? So I have to create one hello folder, and then in hello folder I have to create one route.ts. TS or JS depends on the your TypeScript and JavaScript configuration. So whenever I hit one request at this endpoint, we'll be having all these things coming from this route.ts. So in page configuration, the API calls are a little bit different. In app configuration, it are both are little bit different, but the working is similar in both. So I have to one. So if I want to create one get request, so export function get. This is how we write request. Okay, and then return new response. Yes, I can set some parameters. If you want to see, you can see some parameters of this response. Yes, you can set headers and all the status and status type, all these things in this. Okay, so okay, it's fine now. Okay, so yeah, as I shown you, the our response has been shown here. So this is how you can build your logic here and work with backend in Next.js only. So all these serverless function are deployed by Vercel in Lambda functions, as Lambda function. So you don't have to worry about the speed and all these things. These all will be handled by that serverless function only. So yes, and also these are serverless function, as you are not connected with backend all the time. So whenever you hit database connection, you need to do that you need to connect with database every time. So that you have to keep in mind. So like similar to export function get, we have export function post. So this is how you can write export function post, right? Yes. So I don't need to show this, right? This is all these things will be same. Okay, then I guess yes, one thing remaining, dynamic input. So in there are two types of import in Next.js. One is relative import that we usually do normally one from components, make component and import one component. So and there is another one, dynamic rendering. So what is dynamic rendering? dynamic, sorry, not dynamic rendering, dynamic importing, my bad. So in dynamic importing, the all the components will be imported dynamically whenever the client has been rendered. So let me make one component show you. Okay, components. These in SRC. Okay, good. Header.txt. So relative importing is just as we do in React. So okay, let me write this here. Header, yes. It is imported from components header. Cool. So let's check it's there or not. Yes, yes. This header is there, right? So this is normal relative importing. Let me show you how you can do dynamic importing. Import dynamic. There is one function dynamic. Next, from next dynamic, you have to import it. Let me remove this header from here. Okay, so I have to make const header equal to import, and this, I guess there is one. Okay, I forgot the syntax. Let me have to check dynamic, and there is one function. Yes. Now it's fine. The dynamic function has been called, and the import of header is here. So whenever we will be having client side rendering from this page, the header will be imported at that time only. So but it we have to if you want to use it, we can use it just normally as relative importing. So let me show you again. Yes, it's there. So it's a bit difference in both importing style, which differs in time and all these things. Uh, what is remaining? Yes. So in SEO, yes, server optimization, search engine optimization, sorry, forgot. My bad, guys. In search engine optimization, what happens, Next.js is client side, having client side rendering, right? So all these things that we have, Next.js is having server side rendering, right? So all these things we have writing is our render in client. So whenever our website is deployed, search engine needs to know what is present in our website, right? What happens in React? In React, we are having client side rendering. So in React, what happens? In We are rendering all these things in root ID. If you remember in React, so root is empty at first, right? And all the things are render later when we are doing when we are present at that website. All the things are render after that, right? So how server will know? How search engine will know that we are having this content in our website? So it will affect in search engine optimization, right? So let me show you one React website. There is one website of my friend Rajat Nai, which is built on React. So let me show you in view page source. uh, yes, see, you can see not that much code present in here. And see, in our body there is one division having id root. So all our things are rendered in this root id, right? And when the client is present at that website, so this will affect search engine optimization, because it doesn't know what is present in this division, right? What happens in client side rendering? uh, yes, our DUHacks website is built on Next.js. So let me show you client side server side rendering. View page source. Yes, see, all the code is present here. So server will know, and search engine will know that we are having these things in our metadata and all these things. So it will improve our search engine optimization. As like if I'm only writing DUHacks, see first website is there, right? So search engine optimization is great in Next.js. You can also set metadata and all these things in your code, in your let me show you in layout if there is present. Yes, so you can set all this metadata and all this. Okay, one thing is remaining is image. Yes, so in normal HTML image tag, what happens? The image has been rendered by client, right? So sometimes if you have seen, sometimes image the website is loaded, but image has been not loaded, right? It takes some time to load. So what option in Next.js we have? There is image from Next.js, the image component from Next.js, that what it does, it renders all the images from the server. So when I am hitting one website, so all the images has been loaded already on the server, so it will not that much it will not take that much time to load the image. So let me show you if I am having any image. Image src in public, do we have any image in? Okay, next.svg, have to give height and width. It is compulsory to give. Oh, okay, all tag is missing. Yes. Hmm. Okay, so I guess this image is not working right now, but I hope I guess you got the idea how server side rendering works in with images. So this, I guess everything has been covered. So now I'm giving this session, handing this session to Dhruv Dabi, who will show you some implementation of Markdown and static side generation. And so Dhruv, I'm handing towards to you.
So hello guys, my name is Dhruv and I am SD Internet Newbie and also a student in CE SAM 6. So today we are going to learn about Markdown or MDX in Next.js. So like you might have been thinking that okay, we learned all this stuff. Like how should we actually build stuff with it? How do we build something with Markdown? As you know that we use Markdown in many things. Like if you are creating a repository, GitHub asks you to, if you want to create a readme file, so there is a one Markdown. If you want to create documentation for something, you can use Markdown. But what if I say you can create your websites with Markdown? As Kunj said, like Next.js documentation website is created with Markdown only. So like I'll show you my example, like why what have I built with Markdown, or and how you can build it. Like there is only 10 lines of code you have to change. So let me show my screen first. Okay, the screen is here, and I'll just dive straight into the code. So and show you what we can do with it. Okay, that is my portfolio, right? So this is my portfolio. You, by the way, you can star my repositories. Okay, so this is my simple portfolio, and here I have implemented one blocks feature. So there I have only written two blocks. So if you click one of these, you get these blocks. Okay, so I have written it in Markdown actually, and as you have seen that whenever I click on one of these, there's how fast it is actually. like you can see it just swaps right in. There is another, like I'm clicking for the first time here and it just snaps in. So so that's how you like it will be really fast and it will be easy to build something really amazing. Like if you have interest in writing, then you can build. So first of all, you have to install some packages. We can't do like we do not have to invent the wheel every time. We can just use some of their packages only. So as you can see, I have few packages installed like MDX.js loader, MDX.js React, and some other also. Like there is a gray matter, and the most important one is Next MDX remote, and okay, and the Next slash MDX. With these the 4 or 5 packages, you can build your whole portfolio like this. So let's jump into the code. First of all, what you have to do, you have to initialize that package. So where do we initialize? We initialize in next.config.js. We have to tell next compiler that okay, I will be using Markdown for this project. So what I have done, if you are not using Markdown, then only that will be like okay, next config. This will be only simple like only these lines in your next.config.js. But we are using something different here. So we will what we will do, we will create one variable with you can write anything, like we will create one variable where we will require next slash MDX and pass some configuration parameters into it. Like if what extension do you want, like if you want just .md or if you want just .mdx, or like this is also a package will have other packages. Like if you what if I say you can see some in readme files you can enter code blocks where you're like you might have seen that code blocks have syntax highlighting. You want that too, then there is a plugin for that also. You can just add the in one of those and it will just work. And when you are doing module.exports, you have to write with MDX and pass this next config. You have to wrap these around with MDX, and after that we will use it. So where we will use it, for me it was easy to put it into lib/mdx folder. Why MDX? Because we are using Markdown xy, and I have written one TypeScript file. So for me it was quite easy to do. Like I for me, let me show you some blog that I've written. So there is simple MDX file. What have I done? I have put some configuration like some metadata over here. What title, what do I want to keep, what description do I want to keep, what date and images, all of this stuff. And I write just simple Markdown hashtag and the title one, then uh, the value, everything like that. So for me, like there were two parts. First was metadata, and the second one was the content. So and the slug that I mentioned, like let me show you what slug means. Like if you are doing something, then what slug means is the extra dynamic part. In you can see github.com/gurudapi101 might be a slug for them. So that I will capture my slug, and from that slug I will render the block. So I'm if I want my blog post by slug, if like I'm rendering my blog with slug, so I will get the file content read with fs.read file sync. Like this is a normal Node.js function, and with compile MDX function, which we are getting from Next MDX remote, and RSC. RSC means React Server Component. We will put the source. You can put anything, like literally if you are just, if you want some normal strings, if I'm not doing all of this stuff and you are just putting your content into double quotes, then you can just put it right there also. And I want my metadata to be shown. I want my metadata different, like in other what can I say, in other variable. So I told okay, pass front matter also. Front matter means that the triple line that I have written to write my metadata. So okay, I want that too, so I'll just write true and I'll return it. So I can get this data in my normal pages, like as Kunjan Chris said, this is the same thing that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm checking all the directory, my whole content directory, and I'm getting the file, and I'm getting all the data by get post by slug, and I'm just putting it into the one array and passing that array. These normal programming stuff is not quite difficult, and if you are facing some difficulties, you can just DM me at DruDavi101 on Twitter also. Like, some publicity is needed. And I want to show that how, like, in my blog, the URL is drewdavi.me/blog slash, there is a proper slug for every blog, like it will be different for every blog. So I will just open it, and so here I'm getting get page content. So I'm using that function get post by slug and passing the slug, and I'm getting two things, metadata and content. As I have told that I'm returning those values, so I'm using it here. And and it is a function get page content, and I'm using it generate metadata. So I'm getting the metadata here, and I am doing some X stuff here. That's not the idea of this idea right now. Like, we are not focusing on that. And what I'm doing, again getting the page content and putting into the content variable, and then we are passing it into a div. I have written so much CSS for it. Like, you can create on one CSS file also, you can do anything like that, but I was in hurry, so I just did it. So you can pass your content here, and done, your website is ready. If I want to show it to you, like, there is like, I have used H2 or H1, I don't know, and then I've used allied li here. Like, let me show you in the content also. Like, side by side comparison is always great. So here are some hobbies I recommend you to try, and the same thing. Like, you can see how much different it is. Like, I don't want to read these. It, my eyes are hurting by just reading this dash and hashtag stuff. Like, I don't like those. I like this stuff. Like, you can like, if you want to try out if you want to create your own portfolio like this, you can just fork it and just make it yours. Like, it's an MIT license, so it doesn't matter much. So if you have any more doubts, you can just drop it in the comments. And also, don't forget our event sponsor. They are the ones, because we can provide you so much things. And check out their deals, it's very great. Who knows, you might want to go to foreign and do the stuff. Our sponsor is Apex Education and Overseas Consultants. Thank you. Bye bye.